Thank you, David, and good morning. Uganda takes issues of peace very seriously because we have had an experience. In East Africa, Uganda has had the most suffering in terms of wars. It has been an independent country for now almost 60 years, but we have had more than 5 military coups. So we have a history of violence. We have a history of wars and displacement. But the foundation of all this, we adopt the theme of one family under God in terms of finding solutions to what we should do to solve those problems. I remember in one meeting when there was tension between Sudan before it was divided and Uganda, and the two presidents were called for a meeting in Nairobi, President al-Bashir and President Museveni. And while we were waiting for the big meeting to take place, there's this gentleman from Germany, he's a member of parliament, it's called Rodolphe Decker. President Omar Bashir was sitting, President Museveni was sitting, and then they walked in. And he asked them, if Jesus walked into this room, what would he say? And he said, I guess he would say, peace be upon you. And then he said, if Muhammad walked into this room, what would he say? He would say, Assalamu alaikum. Then he asked, why are we fighting? If the two leaders could have all come and greeted us in the name of peace, why are we fighting? Now, that short intervention of about 2 to 3 minutes actually solved the problem. When the big meeting came, there was nothing to discuss. The only agreements now to draw documents to sign, and that was the way forward for peace in that area. We have identified two major issues that bring about conflict. One is the issue of security, personal security, community security. The other is about opportunity. Any threat to anybody's security would attract a reaction. Any threat to anybody's opportunity would attract a reaction. And there have been two major cases in Uganda, which I'll refer to now. Even now, as I speak, there's still tension in western part of the country in a place called Kasese. 3 tribes, the Bamba, the Bakonjo, and the Batoro, that tribal conflicts among them. But what have the people done about this situation? The religious people have all come together under one family under God to try and present a solution to this situation. And what they are trying to do at the moment, they call these community meetings. They have seminars, they have sports activities, they have community service issues. And all these people work together to try and clean things together, the Muslims, the Christians, the Bamba, the Batoro, and the Bakonjo, to try and give this appearance that we're all together in all these things, so why are we fighting? Another one happened in northern Uganda, where an organization calling itself the Lord's Resistance Army waged out war against the government and against the people. The religious leaders came together under what they call a Choli Religious Leaders Peace Initiative. Leadership is shared, the Muslims are there, the Christians are there, both Catholic and Protestant, and also the Orthodox. They came together, interfaith, because we are all one people under God. Why should we be fighting? Now, these have been able to generate models in those regions. Because the sources of all these conflicts, we have summarized them. Some of them are man-made, and some of them are actually natural. Migration has become a problem. People migrate because of war, because of pressures on the environment. In Kasese, the issue of land, and that's why we had to come with the minister in charge of land. There's a tension about land because land size is reducing. natural disasters, and unemployment. All these things create pressures on the communities. And people, when you narrow down their opportunities, when you threaten their security, they react violently. So all these have been understood, and the solution has been found that if we insist and if we make people understand that we are essentially one people, doesn't matter our ethnicity, it does not matter our religion, but we are essentially one people under God. All these initiatives will come to fruition if we adopt those policies and move with them forward. So Uganda is a good case to look at, because we have gone through all the phases of violence you can talk about. We offer, therefore, a good solution to the world. And that's why I'm inviting all of you to come to Uganda at a time appointed, to come and see what we have been doing and how, as a community, we have been able to reinvent ourselves, even after conflict, to move forward. And we are now at a stage where we move forward. So welcome to Uganda, and I'm hoping the Global Peace Foundation will find opportunity to come and we host you in Uganda, and we do all these things. As a government, right now we're developing what we call the transitional justice policy, and issues of amnesty are all incorporated in this concept, so that even when people on their own are moving to solve their problems, at least government takes initiative in providing solutions post-conflict on how you solve some of these issues that arise as a result of conflict. So God bless you, and thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker, and also for the passion.